folks, welcome to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Last episode, we arrived in the Argos Rho cluster and we managed to do Rex's quest. We got his family's armor, and now we are going to continue in this cluster, see what else we can find. Alright, we're done with the Phoenix system and we're gonna go to Hydra. Alright, no asteroid belt. Let's just start with the planets. Seba is a standard Neptune-type gas giant. The upper cloud decks of his hydrogen-helium atmosphere tinted a dramatic blue by traces of methane. Okay, we can survey, and we got helium-free. Next, we got Canrum. Is a small rocky world with a trace atmosphere of methane and krypton. Its surface is mainly composed of magnesium and silicates with deposits of carbon. Canrum was the site of the warlord Shiager's defeat by the Turian peacekeeping forces during the Krogan rebellions. While this band was not especially powerful, Shiager was a female warlord, and one of the few remaining fertile females at that. She had, through viciousness and cunning, parlayed her unique value into a position of power. Krogan males competed for the right to join her band and lie with her. Okay, when Shiager's death was announced, vengeful male Krogan admirers near and far swore blood oaths against the participating Turian crews. In the end, several thousands of Turian participants were killed in open combat or through assassination. To this day, many Krogan proudly proclaim that they have the blood of Shiager. Okay. That was cool. We can survey this, and the scans revealed dangerous levels of radiation coming from orbit. Chief Engineer Adams conducted further scans and discovered the remains of an ancient warhead marked with the Parthia colony insignia. Okay. Next planet. Teyar is a large gas giant with traces of chlorine and sodium in its atmospheres. It also has significant amount of water vapor in the clouds of its upper atmosphere. Teyar was struck by an asteroid at least 12 kilometers in diameter within the last 100 years. The superheating caused by the impactor's atmospheric passage created a large bank of vicious storms along the equatorial band. Okay, well, since asteroid hits, there's probably nothing we can do here. Metgos Varalmus, I think.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
General distress call. Sacred Angel medical transport. Critical system failure. Losing power. Emergency landing. Argos. Communications failing. Life support and emergency transponder. Won't last. Please hurry.
Yeah, I think I know what that is. And we'll come back here. Let's read Var Malus. Has a thick atmosphere of nitrogen and helium. Its surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of alumina with deposits of borax. The planet has an extensive network of subterranean caves formed over the millennia by volcanic processes. In these relative cool areas, some primitive life has developed. Okay. And level 2 heat hazard. Metgos is a large terrestrial planet with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Its hot surface is mainly composed of nickel with deposits of potassium and heavy metals. It is a mineralogical treasure trove with concentrated heavy elements constantly being brought to the surface by volcanic activity. Metgos is inhospitable and dangerous, and expeditions must be well prepared to survive any length of time. With its high mass, heat-trapping clouds, and constant volcanic venting, Metgos seems well on its way to become a Venusian pressure cooker world. Okay, and we can land 169 Celsius. Okay. If I remember correctly, it was a Geth trap, the message we heard. And the reason I remember it is because all the parts in the message were like so conveniently heard. Like we only heard the essential, like the location, please help. Everything felt very fabricated and very well, specifically made so that organics can understand. And in between it was that static that kind of also sounds a bit like how the Geth talk. So it was a nice little detail there, if this is that planet. So let's take Ashley and Caden, why not? Alright, let's see. So this is the transponder signal, this is an anomaly and a debris. As usual, I'm gonna go around looking for minerals and I'll bring you in if I find any. Alright, this is our anomaly. Very steep and abrupt. I mean, it's a volcanic planet. Here we are. It's a body.
Cover me.
It's a Turian, I think. While searching the wreckage, we found a very old letter stamped with the Gothis colony insignia. Fortunately, the text is indecipherable. Alright, and the level 2 hazard is growing on us. Let's get out of here. Alright, we're closing in on this debris. So far, driving here is awful. Here we are, and of course it's at the bottom. Come on. All right. We took the loot and as you can see, we're all matching with scorpion armors, so that's cool. Let's keep going. Alright, mineral on the horizon. Finally. I thought there were not gonna be any minerals on this planet. And of course it's at the bottom. Why not? Whoa. Damn. Luckily the Mako is like a cat. It always lands on its feet or wheels.
Got it.
Got 3,500, nice. Let's keep going. Alright, another mineral near our quest objective. Let's hope we don't trigger it. Of course, it's gotta be at the bottom, right? Every time. Or not. Yeah, that doesn't look suspicious at all. Let's get the thorium. And let's quick save and see what is over here.
There's the downshift. This must be the place.
Careful, Commander. Got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
It's a trap!
Of course it's a trap. Leveled, or these two did. Let's get you more assault rifles. And yeah, this is why I remembered it, because it sounded very the message was suspicious. It was all the essential parts were clear as day. Okay, we're back. And yeah, that happened. So the Geth tried to lure us into a trap in the middle of nowhere with a message that was clearly too convenient. Anyway, let's continue. And I think we're done with Argos Rho. We can move to the next system, which is gonna be... Should we do the local cluster? I know we get like a specialization or something. Let's do Voyager first. So we got Yangtze and Amazon. Let's do Amazon.
Commander, incoming signal from 5th Fleet HQ on the Citadel.
Commander Shepard, something uncomfortable has just come up. In the First Contact War, we fired a lot of espionage probes into Turian space. We just received a mission complete burst from one of them.
Yeah, quite a delay.
Where's it been in the meantime?
No idea. Lost in transit. These probes were built in a hurry after First Contact.
Okay.
What makes this uncomfortable?
When these probes were launched, we didn't have any idea who we were fighting. We didn't want to risk aliens examining our technology. The probe has a demo nuke built in. A 20-kiloton tactical fusion warhead. About equal to the bomb dropped on Hiroshima back in the 20th. If somebody finds that probe, tampers with it, you don't need me to finish, Commander.
I mean, that's a little overkill. If you wanted people not to examine your tech, maybe a smaller explosion. Nuclear, seriously?
I understand this must be handled, but I don't have anyone trained to deal with this sort of thing, sir.
I know. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. These probes have been classified for 26 years. The Council will call fusion bomb booby traps dangerous and irresponsible. The Alliance would face censure if they find this probe. I'm asking you because the Normandy can get on site quickly and quietly. It's in the Voyager Cluster.
In the Voyager Cluster. Okay.
It's in the Voyager Cluster. That's the opposite side of the Alliance from Turian space. How did it get there?
I don't know. It's possible someone recovered it safely and brought it there. It's also possible it got very badly lost. It could have been wandering the relay network since the war.
Well, we will handle it.
We'll get on it immediately, Admiral. And we'll be discreet.
I appreciate that, Commander. Good luck. Fifth Fleet out.
Alright. We're in the Amazon system. Tremor is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of methane and nitrogen in its upper atmosphere, and we discovered hydrogen. Seabin, or Cybin, a small rock and icy planet. Cybin has an extremely thin atmosphere of hydrogen, sulfide, and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of magnesium and silicates with deposits of iron. Cybin's crust contains significant deposits of green serpentine, a mineral formed by volcanic activity. This suggests Cybin was a more geologically active world in the distant past. And while scanning it, we discovered a large mine grid in geosynchronous orbit. With help from Navigator Presley, your recon team recovered a small unnamed probe marked with Quadium Outpost Insignia. Alright, next planet is Sonedma. Is the second of the Amazon system's arid superterrestrial worlds. It is considerably less dense than its neighbor Darnuka and has an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of iron-laced silicates and deposits of sulfur, and we can survey. And we discovered polonium. Next, we have Darnuka. It's an enormous terrestrial world, nearly twice the size of Earth. Its environment is similar to that of Mars, arid and a mix of craggy basalt highlands and sand-scoured desert of iron-laced silicate dust. Darnuka's atmosphere mainly consists of carbon dioxide and argon, but the planet mass is great enough that measurable amounts of helium and even molecular hydrogen remain trapped in its atmosphere. The planet's gravity well is deep enough that it has collected nearly a dozen small satellites, most captured asteroids. Its surface is scarred by many large impact craters, marking the final resting place of other captured asteroids. Okay, and the last planet is Agebinium, and we can land here, and it's a small terrestrial world with an extremely thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton, though the planet has sufficient mass to maintain a much thicker atmosphere. Much of it has been blasted away. The red giant Amazon is a long-period variable star currently at the nadir of 16-year cycle. At peak, its energy output doubles, lashing Agebinium with intense heat and radiation. The crust is mainly composed of aluminum with deposits of tin. Much of the surface is coated with fine silicate dust, which easily penetrates the smallest cracks of foul machinery. Okay, -72. Cold, even though it's the Amazon star is right there. So let's get in here. I don't know what we're gonna find. I think it's the quest, possibly, with I don't remember what kind of enemies we'll have. So let's take Liara and Ashley. Why not? We have a balanced team. Wow, that's a view. Now let's look at our map. Okay, we got debris, we got an Alliance homing beacon, and we got an anomaly, and we're gonna go here first and see if there's any minerals as usual. So I'll bring you in if I find any. And we have a mineral, and yeah, this planet feels a lot like Mars. With the red outlook. Here we are. Come on. The wind is strong. Another 3,500 credits. Great. Let's keep moving. Here we are, another mineral. This plateau. And yeah, look at that star. This is screensaver quality. We passed the mineral. There it is. And it's magnesium. And more money. And we keep going. And we have another mineral. Third one. Right at the edge here. Whoa. Hate this planet. Alright, beryllium. And we'll keep moving. And we have the debris on the horizon. This planet is really awful. It's tall mountains and really low places. Here we are.
Heading to position.
And we got some incendiary rounds and explosive rounds. And we'll keep going. Apparently there's a camp over here. And an anomaly goes by. Let's see. Where is the anomaly? Oh.
Heading out.
It's a body. The body is a long way from anything and appears to have been here for quite some time. On the body is a book of drawings including one of the Siglar outpost insignia. Okay. Well, guess that's pretty much it. Let's go back to this camp. Okay, what was this? Is there anything to loot? There's a rover. We can park. Can't get out. Come on. Alright. Since there's nothing here, we'll keep going. Alright, well I didn't find anything else. I guess we're ready to go inside this mine. Find that probe, which apparently is in a mine for some reason. Let's...
The signal is coming from a mine?
Smells like ambush, Skipper.
I concur. This did not crash. Someone moved it here.
Yep, that is clear enough. Whoever did this is in danger.
They may not know what they have. Let's find it before they set it off.
Aye, aye.
Maybe... Let's quick save. And... I recently got a better pistol, so I'm gonna try out the pistol for a while. And let me see if... I mean, I don't know what kind of enemies we're gonna have. Apparently, we have no enemies yet. Very suspicious. We got, are these mining drills or whatever? No crates, no enemies, no nothing. We're gonna get ambushed, aren't we? This is locked. Let's quick save again. Is this it? What the
hell?
Shepard, at last.
At last? Who are you?
You have me at a disadvantage.
You don't remember me. No matter. I remember you. I never forget anyone I fought. My name is Ilanos Heliot. I doubt you know it. Who do you think runs the Terminus clan, Shepard, huh? Thousands of pirates, slavers, criminals of every stripe.
Oh, an acclaimed leader. I think I remember this guy in the original games. The hologram was actually a human.
In most criminal organizations, it's the one who's recognized as the most successful.
That's correct. The one who kills the most men, seizes the most ships, pillages the most colonies. 3 years ago, I was the strongest. I used my influence to assemble a fleet. We would drive your kind out of the Verge.
Right, he attacked Elysium and we were on Elysium. And yeah, this guy was a human. It was so confusing because he was clearly an alien, and the story was about aliens attacking the humans. And now we can see the hologram is changed to a Turian who has Mass Effect 2 or 3 armor, which is interesting. I never noticed until now. There's no such armor, I think, in Mass Effect 1.
You're the one behind the attack on Elysium.
I was the motivator, the instigator, the one who promised glory and riches for sacking the largest human colony in the cluster. The one blamed when it failed. Failed because of you. Your damnable holding action.
Yeah, that was me, mate.
My crew will come for me.
Let them. We'll be ready. An Alliance warship would make a fine prize. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, the ores here are laced with heavy metals. I'm afraid your suit radios aren't powerful enough to transmit out.
Well,
My crew will come for me.
that's the
Let
same.
them. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, the ores here are laced with heavy metals. I'm afraid your suit radios aren't powerful.
It doesn't have to be like this, Halliot.
Empty words from a dead man. Goodbye, Shepard.
What do we do now, Shepard?
Yeah, let's not panic.
We've got air and light, and the Normandy's still in orbit. Let's look for another way out.
There's no time to get out. You have to disable the bomb before it goes off. Oh, great. Let me quick save. Sure. Okay, we got rid of the bomb, at least. Now, we're probably gonna get attacked by this guy. Yeah, it was so confusing initially because like we're attacking a human colony, we're aliens and stuff, and the guy was a human in the original, the hologram. I'm glad that they fixed it in the legendary. So can we get out of here? Oh wow, we're outside. Oh, and that's why this was here. Okay. So where's the Mako? We are here and the Mako is down here. Well, we parked here. Okay. They took our car? Ashley, did you leave the keys in? Oh. Well, maybe we can run for the Mako and because there's no cover. So let's just make a run because they're not guarding it. Idiots.
Cover!
Shields disabled.
Bring it on.
Alright, assholes. You fell for it. Ah, there you are. Are there any more of you? Haliat went through a lot of trouble to draw you here. A pity it ended like this. For him at least. Now that you're above ground, your suit radio has re-established connection with the Normandy. Time to get the hell out of here. I agree. That guy just incinerated. Okay, we're back on the Normandy after that, and well, let's maybe for the rest of the episode read a bit of Codex because I'm falling behind on it. I've been putting it off because it really kind of hurts my voice when I read too much, so I'm gonna do small, like maybe 5-minute sessions here, and we'll see. We did this. Alien Council races. Did we do the Asari? Because of their long lifespan, Asari tend to have a long view not common in other racers. When they encounter a new species of situation, the Asari are more comfortable with an extended period of passive observation and study than immediate action. They are unfazed that some of their investments or decisions may not pay off decades or centuries. Matriarchs can seem to make incomprehensible decisions, but their insight is evident when their carefully laid plans come to fruition. In interstellar relations, this long view manifests in an unspoken policy of centrism. The Asari instinctively seek to maintain stable balances of economic, political, and military power. Traditionally, Asari spread their influence through cultural domination and intellectual superiority. They invite new species of advanced development to join the galactic community, knowing that their ideals and beliefs will inevitably influence the existing culture. I mean, yeah, it makes sense that they're more stable and looking for balance since they can live 1,000 years. Humans are very quick to, make a name for themselves and have leave a legacy and stuff like that. So we're more prone to extremist actions. So the Asari government, the Asari came late to the concept of world government. For centuries, their homeworld of Tessia was dotted with loose confederacies of great republican cities. The closest earthly equivalent would be the ancient Mediterranean city-states. Since the Asari culture values consensus and accommodation, there was little impetus to form larger principalities. Rather than hoard resources, the Asari bartered freely rather than attacked one another over differing philosophies. They sought to understand one another. Again, because they have time. 1,000 years, you don't have to rush and impose your world views on everybody. Only in the information age did these city-states grow close. Communication over internet evolved into an electronic democracy. Asari have no politicians or elections, but a free-wheeling, all-inclusive legislature that citizens can participate in at will. Policy debates take place at all hours of the day in official chat rooms and forums moderated by specially programmed virtual intelligences. All aspects of policy are open to plebiscite at any time. In any given debate, the Asari tend to lend the most credence to the opinions of any matriarchs present, nearly always deferring to the experience of the millennia-old wise women. Achieving consensus through public debate may take too long in a crisis. In cases where prompt, decisive action is required, the Asari defer to the wisdom of local matriarchs. Okay. What else we got here? The League of One. Okay, so we actually have an entry for this. This was supposed to be the quest, right? With the Salarian companion that they scrapped. Before they joined the Citadel Council, the Salarians' most potent military tool was a small reconnaissance team known as the League of One. Their primary training was in espionage and assassination. Never more than a dozen strong, the team was adept at infiltrating the tightest defenses and eliminating all necessary obstacles. Only a few top members of government and military were privy to the League's identities. League members wore no distinguishing garments and held no particular rank. The only evidence of their participation in the League was a small medallion presented to each member upon induction. This secrecy was maintained until the formation of the Council. In an effort to dispel rumors and appease their new Asari partners, the Salarian Union released classified documents pertaining to the League. The League of One was suddenly exposed and in danger of being hunted by enemies of the Salarians. Before any harm could be done, the team mysteriously disappeared. Most assumed this was a convenient lie to help hide their identities, but a few months later, the inner cabinet was murdered. Though there was no incriminating evidence, it was clear who was responsible. Realizing the threat posed by this rogue outfit, the Special Task Group dispatched a team of hunters. When they didn't return, the STG dispatched 10 of its brightest operators with broad discretionary powers, only to return. They reported no evidence of the League. No further incidents were reported, and it was assumed the League was wiped out. Some recently declassified documents, however, have suggested there may have been a 13th member who eluded the Salarian military. And so this 13th member may have been our new companion or something like that. But the timeline doesn't really fit. We know Salarians live very brief lives, and apparently maybe they changed the timeline since they decided not to make it a quest. This secrecy was maintained until the formation of the Council. So the Council is clearly older than, one Salarian lifetime. So I think they may have changed this to fit the story, since it's where they scrapped the idea of having Solarian, or maybe I'm misunderstanding something, I don't know. Anyway, rest of these are about Turians. How about we do something else, like extinct races? We did the Prothean beacons, I think. Or maybe not. The beacon was a Prothean artifact unearthed on the Alliance colony of Eden Prime. Its resemblance to the Prothean databanks recovered on Mars provoked immediate interest from the Alliance and the Citadel Council. It proved to be a solid-state data storage device, part of a galaxy-spanning comm network similar to the modern extranet. Intact Prothean paleotechnology is rare. The beacon seemed to promise another quantum leap of technology akin to the discovery of the Mass Effect drive and relays. Unfortunately, the beacon also drew the attentions of the rogue Spectre Saren Arterius and his synthetic allies, the Geth. A dawn raid by his flagship Sovereign resulted in hundreds of civilian casualties. The beacon was badly damaged, so he killed hundreds. The motives behind the attacks are still being investigated. During the recovery operation, the beacon fired a pulse of energy at an executive officer of the Alliance frigate Normandy. Lieutenant Commander Shepard survived and appears to have suffered no ill effects. Afterward, the beacon fell inert. The mechanism appears to be dead. Yeah, we know that happened. Okay, the Prothean cipher. The Prothean beacon downloaded its knowledge into Lieutenant Commander Shepard on Eden Prime, causing confusing dreams and visions. While the imagery is becoming clearer with time, the meaning of the beacon communication remains elusive. It has been suggested that Prothean data recording is highly dependent on a certain point of view, what Carl Jung describes as the collective unconscious. The cipher needed to comprehend the images implanted in Shepard's mind is the cultural knowledge of a Prothean, the archetypes, biological instincts, and common experiences universal to the race. Since the Protheans have been dead for millennia, it may be impossible to acquire this cipher. Or we can just go to Pharaohs for that. And the Prothean data disks, we keep finding these. What are they exactly? Despite all the evidence confirming the existence of the Protheans, little is known about their culture and society. From time to time, dig sites will yield new clues, but after 50,000 years of decay, little of value is unearthed. Recent research has focused on the discovery of Prothean data disks. On their own, they are frail and rarely found in one piece. Occasionally, however, an intact disk will be discovered within a console or reading device. To date, over 3 disks have been recovered, and a few of those have been restored to the point where researchers can begin analyzing them. Though it may be some time before scientists discover a way to transfer the data of the disks, they are currently considered the most tangible leads for learning more about Protheans. Yeah, they're probably like CDs, so you need a Prothean CD player, because this is a 2007 game, and CDs were still a thing back then. So that's probably what we need, a device that can read Prothean discs. Or like, how big are they? Because I'm assuming it's kind of like CDs, maybe smaller. And there's probably just Prothean porn on them. Anyway. Okay, let's do some primary ones since my voice is already starting to crack. Aliens, non-sapient creatures.
After the Geth secure a location, they round up and impale dead and living bodies on mechanical spikes. The spikes rapidly transform these victims into withered husks, extracting water and trace minerals, and replacing them with cybernetics. The cybernetics reanimate the lifeless flesh and tissue, transforming the bodies into mindless killing machines. Some Alliance soldiers refer to the husk-generating spikes as dragon's teeth, a reference to the mythological berserkers who sprang up from the earth wherever the teeth of the dragon Eris were planted. Dragon's teeth and husks bear little resemblance to other pieces of Geth technology. No one is sure why a synthetic race would bother to drain the minuscule amount of recoverable resources from organic corpses, though the value of reusing them as shock troops is obvious.
Yeah, if they only knew what the Reapers actually do with it. Thresher maws.
Thresher maws are subterranean carnivores that spend their entire lives eating or searching for something to eat. Threshers reproduce via spores that can lie dormant for millennia, yet are robust enough to survive prolonged periods in deep space and atmospheric re-entry. As a result, thresher spores appear on many worlds, spread by previous generations of space travelers. The body of a thresher never entirely leaves the ground. Only the head and tentacles erupt from the earth to attack. In addition to physical attacks, threshers have the ability to project toxic chemicals and emit bursts of infrasound as a shockwave weapon. The Alliance first encountered threshers on the colony of Akuz in 2177. After contact was lost with the Pioneer team, Marine units were deployed to investigate. The shore parties were set upon by hungry threshers, and nearly the entire assault force was killed. Alliance forces recommend engaging threshers with vehicle-mounted heavy weapons.
Yeah, clearly this guy is fucked. And yeah, in Akuz was, I think if we started the Sole Survivor story, we would have been on Akuz. And I guess no sci-fi, no respectable sci-fi saga is complete without some kind of worm underground, like Dune and stuff like that. Okay, let's do maybe one more, since this was short.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council Chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the Wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
Yeah, so the Citadel is very interesting, the design. So we're in the Presidium is this inner ring, and the Council tower is here, and it goes up parallel to one of the arms, right? So when we're actually in the ring, in the Presidium, in the game, when we go up the tower, we don't go to we go to a different tower, and then here there's gonna be another tower. Interesting. And our ship, if I understand it correctly, lands on one of these are the spaceports, like these thing that hold the worlds together. At least that's what I think. Or maybe there's somewhere, because I don't think there's on the ring, but I don't know.
The Council is an executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari Republics, the Turian Hierarchy, and the Solarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single Council race is strong enough to defy the other two, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation. Each of the Council species has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing the galaxy. The Asari are typically seen as diplomats and mediators. The Solarians gather intelligence and information. The Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165.
All right. So yeah, the Council is pretty old. So that League of One thing, it may have been changed since they scrapped the idea. Alright, well, I think this is enough for today. We are going to end the episode here, and next time we'll continue doing side quests probably. We might go to the local cluster, because I think that doing that quest gives you the specialization, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what those are gonna be for the engineer class, but for now, thank you for watching, and farewell.